Hi, it's Bill Hettinger here. We had posted a video a bit ago on thinking like an entrepreneur. And one of the questions we've been asked since that video's post are what are some of the key benefits of thinking like an entrepreneur? Can you be a little bit more specific? Well, yeah. But in order to do that, let's take a step back. What's the biggest financial risk you're taking when you work for someone else? In my mind, the answer is simple. You come in one day and they tell you you don't work here anymore. Perhaps the company's closing, it's moving to China, maybe they have too many people, maybe they're getting rid of your department. The reason doesn't really matter, but what does matter is you don't have a job anymore and you don't have the means to pay your bills. When this happens, you have what I like to call the Monday morning problem. When you're working, you get up every Monday morning and you go to work. When you've been laid off, downsized, outsourced, etc., whatever we're calling it today, you wake up Monday morning and have no place to go. If you're thinking like an employee, you're thinking, how can I find another job? If you're thinking like an employee, you are essentially relying on others to recognize your talents and offer you a job. If you're thinking like an entrepreneur, that Monday morning problem becomes something a bit different. Instead of saying, I hope I can find somebody to hire me, you're saying, I have this great idea for a product. Let me call some customers and see what they think. Let's see if a few of those customers would be interested in buying this product from me. As soon as the first one says yes, you're on the road to creating a business. It doesn't even have to be anything particularly complicated. For instance, we had a local manufacturer close, and while many of the employees were laid off and went off to look for other jobs, one of the welders turned around and leased some of the now vacant space in the very same building where he used to work. He set up his own welding business. The next day, instead of looking for a job, he was in business with his own business. One of the benefits of thinking like an entrepreneur is that if you find yourself in a job you don't like, you have the opportunity to leave that job and make more money through your efforts. It was a great story published in the Wall Street Journal a couple months back from Scott Adams, the creator of the Dilbert comic strip. He noted that the Dilbert comic strip was born while he was working for the phone company. He was in a job that wasn't particularly interesting, and the company wasn't particularly interested in his personal development. One day he realized that he was not the only one thinking of doing something on his own. The whole phone company office was full of people who had businesses on the side from selling various products and various hobby businesses they had. And he realized that working for himself was a completely viable option, and he ultimately went off and created a very successful business with Dilbert. Don't underestimate the value of knowing how to run your own business. It can have a great value to your career. It can be of great value to your career, even if you're working for someone else. One of the things that you know is that you can quit any time and go back to running your own business. You know it, and more importantly, your employer knows it too. If they see you providing value to the organization, they're going to make sure they treat you right. So you don't exercise your option and go back out on your own. If they need you and they know you can leave, they're going to treat you right. If they need you and you're stuck with them, they don't have to treat you right. They don't have to pay as well. So it's valuable even to an employer. Finally, people who think like entrepreneurs can be of great value to a traditional employer. If you look at some of the most successful businesses in the current economy, they're in constant update mode. They must constantly update their current products and services to stay competitive in the marketplace. They constantly must develop new products and services as the existing products become obsolete. That is, they're constantly looking for new ideas, which have value to customers, which can be created and sold by the businesses. Exactly the definition of what an entrepreneur does. So to be successful in the long term, even an existing business must think like an entrepreneur. Now, not all existing businesses have learned this. Those that don't ultimately go out of business. If you're working for one of these businesses, it's only a matter of time before your job is gone and you find yourself with the Monday morning problem. However, if you understand how to think like an entrepreneur, you can help your employer create and develop new products. This should be a highly valued skill for which a smart employer will gladly pay. And instead of being the one laid off, you're the one heading up the new product line. And really, the final benefit, I think, to thinking like an entrepreneur is you get to keep one eye on the world. By definition, an entrepreneur is always looking for ideas, figuring out how those ideas might have value to customers, and how they might be turned into a business. If you constantly have one eye on the world, you're a lot less likely to be blindsided by any particular event, and you'll be more likely to be in a position to react when things change. you'll be in control rather than allowing somebody else to be in control. Thanks.